Hey everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. I am super happy to be here, and I'm actually going to be finishing the last 3 videos for the first half of the month of November. Officially November. The last videos for the November readings were done in the last 4 or so days of October, but it's legitimately November 1st today. Happy November. And as I go around the zodiac wheel, I am on the beautiful, fiery, optimistic, adventure-seeking, higher learning, very transparent, energetic, fun, Jupiter-ruled sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, you know how much I love you because I have a lot of personal investment in Sagittarians and I've had them around most of my life. But I absolutely love and appreciate you in so many ways. And so we're going to get to your reading, and what I'm going to do in the normal format that I do for those that are new and might be peeking in, wanting to see, I know you got things to do and places to go. So this is what happens. I read for the featured sign each day, obviously sometimes more to get them out. And that featured signs, that's the whole reading is predominantly and catered to them. Then I will pick a highlighted connection right in front of you, as I will do right now. And this is for the featured sign of Sagittarius. Spirit wants you to know about this other sign, energy, characteristics that are going to be pretty predominant the first half of November. It could actually extend longer, as I always say. It's not that linear a lot of times. So, but certainly the first, couple of weeks of November. So let's see right off the bat who this highlighted connection is for you. And then I will read 4 major categories for the highlighted connection and every one of your love connections on all different levels. It's all inclusive for my readings, okay? You don't have to be in a romantic relationship. It has so many other properties and values and, energies about love for ourselves and our families, friends, animals, just life, right? That's all about love. So for you, beautiful Sagittarius, Spirit would like you to, it's Scorpio. I just read for Scorpio. It seems to be doing that. The featured sign, we'll have the highlighted, and then that next sign, that's the featured sign, gets the highlight from the feature from before. But either way, it makes sense, and you're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel. And here's the deal. We're in Scorpio season, hot and heavy, okay? And I'm not exactly sure. I wanted to look that up, but we still have Venus in your sign, Sagittarius. So that's a beautiful placement for anybody that has it when it, travels through our different signs. And it's coming up where it will then go into Capricorn, the sign right after you, for a very long stay. And that's because it's including the shadow period of Venus and then being in Capricorn and then retrograding in Capricorn, then going forward again and then onward. So there's a longer stay. I'll be talking about that more. But Venus is the Venetian planet of absolute love and beauty and magic and feeling good, accomplishing more. People come up to you and think, what's new? Because they sense that energy of absolute love and beautiful, wonderful feelings. And so that could obviously cater to your relationships first and foremost, and definitely money. A lot of things that just kind of happen to flow and fall into place, serendipity type of incidences, and exciting things, which is always something you like anyway. You're one of the most exciting and optimistic signs because you have Jupiter as your ruling planet. This is how you grew up. I mean, things tend to fall into place pretty well, and yet you do work hard. You do focus on that. You do care about improving yourself, your higher learning, your philosophical outlook. You do care about everyone in general and the world. There's no bias or prejudice from any Sagittarians I've ever met. You love travel and foreign and cultures, and you want it all. You want to taste it, drink it, smell it, and just you love freedom and you love life, okay? And when you're around a Sagittarius, you really pick up on that energy. And most people I've ever known, you're not only a great, lover and romantic kind of thing, although you're not always overly romantic, I'll be honest. But you can be very, very caring and, and just like I said, just so much fun, full of surprises. However, you're an amazing friend too, which is usually the root of all of your relationships, even the romantic ones. You started out as friends. You felt that there was a real wonderful foundational kind of thing going for you because you're never in a rush to commit. That's another aspect of you, which is great. I mean, I know when you're younger, a lot of times Sagittarius, depending on I would say the gender in this case, many times, but no, maybe not so much because I've known both my whole life. And yeah, you want to have fun. You don't want to necessarily be, bogged down or, committed in any one way or direction other than perhaps your job, which I think you can be extremely good at. Entrepreneurialism is very strong with you, but I'm getting a little carried away. Bottom line, you have Scorpio as your highlighted connection. Scorpio season is in full force. We have the new moon in Scorpio on the 4th, so just 3 days from now, you probably already start to feel the energies. That happens a lot. The new moons are as effective and as important as a full moon. Of course, they represent beginnings and the energies to kind of start new and to kind of refresh and begin and, new ideas, new epiphanies, new work, new travel, new anything. You can put those intentions out and shoot that arrow, which is what, your symbolic aspect of you represents, as well as half man, half horse for, energy and movement and spirit and, fiery ambition. And so the two of you, it could be super passionate. With Venus in your sign and just being, Scorpio being the water sign that is the most intense and originally ruled by Mars, fire, right? Just passion and intimacy and, real fun stuff. And I would say this month, like kind of a lot of the latter part of last month, with it being both in Libra season and then going into Scorpio, there's a lot of fun time. You want to you're feeling more emotional, and you're not normally an emotional sign, but there is that emotion coming through with Scorpio nonetheless. It's going to affect all of us. I have found that to be true. And so you're just kind of feeling like, wow, I didn't know had it in me basically, but you love it though, because it feels right. And sometimes it really adds to that closeness of you and that significant other or friend or family member, like I said. And then not only that, it's such a transformational energy with Scorpio. And then of course, we're beginning the eclipse season. So it's all starting the new two signs. It was Gemini and Sagittarius. I'm sorry, still having that. It was Sagittarius and Gemini eclipses for just under 2 years, and then it'll follow up now with Scorpio and Taurus. So actually starting with Taurus at the end of the month. So I'm going to be talking more about that, but of course that energy is coming through. Eclipses are like moons on steroids, and they bring in things very quickly. They take things out quickly. They can transform our lives instantly in ways that we may be planning and preparing for, which is great. I feel like it's positive stuff for you. And that's because that's usually kind of how you like to look at things. And you do your due diligence and you're very prepared. So it's not always just luck. You have all the right components in line to create that synchronicity and that serendipitous type of happiness. So I'm really excited for you. Yeah, there's a depth that can't be mistaken. There's a lot of intensity and strength in this month, but I don't think it has to be negative, and that's who I am. I'm not a Pollyanna. Trust me, I've had some intensity with having this injury that came instantly last week, and it's improving, but not as quick as I'd like it to. So I have to really be ground myself and really listen and do my meditation and my prayer, which I always like to do, inviting the healing in and working on my ability to do that and transforming what is happening in all other areas of our life, So that's wonderful. Now, Scorpio is a fixed sign. You're a mutable sign, so you're way more adaptable in a lot of ways. You like to try new things all the time, open up, and there's a little bit more of a stringent kind of, I prefer to do it this way, and it works. So there's that needs to be considered in this month, as well as with the full moon lunar eclipse, though a partial one, still effective in Taurus, another fixed sign. So there's going to be some very stubborn kind of energy And I hope it's stubborn and that works in your favor. Like I'm stubborn about wanting to get this healed and get back to work as a massage therapist. But I'm grateful to be here with you for sure. It truly helps my heart so much. Appreciate you guys stopping in and listening to your messages. So we're going to start with the 4 major categories I am using for the beginning of the month. Oh, you know what? Yeah, for the beginning of the month, the Gilded Tarot, which I love, and it's one of my favorites. And so I'll mention the other oracles that I'll finish with, divinations, that are also brought in, along with my OG that I always use, the Super Attractor Manifestation Oracle deck. But the overall energy bringing you into the beginning of the month of November, the 11th month, which, by the way, then becomes your birthday season. So I forgot to mention that. This is huge. Like, I feel like something you've been thinking and planning and preparing with all the retrograde energies, with all the other planets, all that's done. Yeah, the eclipses change. We're in a shadow period of Venus by, the latter part of the month, as I already explained. But that doesn't matter. There's so much forward motion working in your favor from things that have been detained and delayed. So put out your intentions with this new moon. I always suggest that. Write it down. There's so much more powerful somehow when you write things down, as well as sit and imagine and visualize and feel the energy of what's to come. Creating it, basically. So the overall energy is catering to the relationship specific overall for you going into the month, and the highlighted of Scorpio energy as well, understandably, as all your signs and relationships. And I'll be darned, what's first? The major arcana, the Emperor. The fiery, passionate Aries energy, which is your fellow fire sign. So, I would say this is huge masculine energy. You're familiar with that, but it's nice to be in touch with both, which the Scorpio can bring to us as well, and the Venus aspect of Taurus, which is definitely the feminine energy in all of us. Men or women alike, we have both dualities, and it's so important to kind of keep that balance there, and it really keeps us, well, it helps us with our internal, intuition greatly when we are in touch with the more feminine. Masculine keeps us going and, motivated, and the fiery, passionate part coming through, which, by the way, Mars, warrior planet, once again, rules Aries, is in the sign of Scorpio as well. So this determination to transform and change and to steadfastly stick with something we are interested in and seeing it through to the end is all in play right now for you, in your favor. So this represents authority. It could be your own parents, perhaps paternal wise, father, grandfather, that might be more in the picture. But it could be you being in charge of your business, or, about to become a position of that type of thing. It could be some kind of hierarchy issue, or, banking, loan situation. Any of those kind of things with legalities, perhaps, might be your line of work, might be something coming through. Contracts, looking them over carefully always, the retrograde being over fully and shadow-wise and everything, the first week of November is very helpful, but making sure that you read the fine detail anyway, which is exactly the energy of Scorpio, okay? So yeah, being strong and powerful and confident. The cardinal aspect of Aries is about doing and initiating, and the pioneer in the beginning, and you love that. That's all in your foundational energy as well, which is why this is a beautiful, harmonious energy for you. And it's working towards anything of importance, relationships, family, job, all of that. You've got this. You've got the lead. Your eyes will be on you, Sagittarius. There'll be some important recognition in some regard. So I would love to know what that is. Do share, if you will, because I'm all ears. Actually, if you have not subscribed, it's always a beautiful gesture. It's like following. It's not like you're paying for anything, or anything will be following you for that. It's just a wonderful way to support my channel, and also liking, of course, sharing and commenting, like I said. I love that. So that's wonderful. That's powerful. And it's all about the fiery part of us, you know, it's being motivated and getting that energy going and feeling really strong and empowered this month. So, and finding truth. There's a lot of truth to be had. And my goodness, between you and Scorpio and the Aries energy, it's so truthful. It's brutally honest, basically. If you've never heard that before about yourself, trust me, I know first-handedly. I love my son. He's a Sagittarius, and I'm going to get the truth. And it's not going to be sugar-coated, okay? And at times it's like, oh, God. But I love it. I love it. I could use more of that in life, to be honest. So, second category, possible blessings or obstacles coming through. As always, these are the four, I think, major categories that kind of answer most of the questions regarding our lives and relationship, you know, aspects. You have the Ace of Swords. Wow. I mean, talk about, I just said, straightforward, no mincing words, honesty, fairness, justice. This is representing the air quality, the mind, you know, information, education, expansion of the mind, creativity, you know, being able to express yourself in all different forms, written, you know, verbal, otherwise, and very, very truthful beginnings with conversations having to do with something that matters to you, and maybe getting to that next point that will provide the answers that will reach the goals, and so forth and so on. These are the Aquarians, Gemini, and Libras. And we actually have Libra. The moon will be going into Libra this evening. It's just going to be, it's void right now of Virgo. And when it goes into Libra, it's everything I said. It is about truth and fairness and compromise and looking and seeing all different avenues and perspectives, you know, being willing to express yourself fully and cutting away all the riffraff and stuff, you know, just straight up truth. That works really well with you. That's beautiful. So you've got the power and the ability to express and formulate the right things to say to the right people for the right results. And then the third category fell on the ground, and it is under the category of finances, which is also about wealth. What does wealth mean to you? What do you consider to be wealth? I know a lot of Sagittarians, they can do pretty much anything. I mean, like I said, as a mutable sign, I've known them in all different forms of careers. Excellent, always wanting to, you know, learn. They have great intelligence and skills of further and higher learning, and sometimes taboo, you know, subjects such as astrology and religious aspects come into play. Ninth house, travel, learning, love, truth, like I said, all of those things, people, but a lot of the eighth house is activated this month for all of us, and you as well. That's other people's money. That's life and death, beginnings and endings, figuratively or, you know, metaphorically, with Scorpio. So I don't know, there's just such a mixed bag, but it's really important. It's going to be life-changing in a lot of ways. That's going to be excellent, okay? Let me put that out there. For the house of finances, you have the Six of Cups. You know, this is a very happy, emotional card. It's a sentimental card. It is one, a lot of times, that has to do with childhood memories, perhaps. People, circumstances in your childhood maybe coming back, you know, reminiscing, you know, maybe being in touch with your friends from high school if you're older, or elementary school if you're in high school, or, you know, things that just made you feel really happy, and thinking about the things that have happened in your life to this point that have been very fulfilling. You know, the cups are the emotions, they are the water, they are the Scorpios, the Cancers, and the Pisces. So, as I said earlier, you are strong and you're usually not affected by your emotions, but they're going to creep in quite a bit this month. And I think you're going to be happy about that, because everybody needs that emotional part to come through, you know, and it's, if you've got that intellect and the heart and soul, it's the ultimate, it's the holistic way to live, you know, it's everything. And so, yes, there could be people coming through. There is definitely really, really good things, and it could just be just memories, fond memories. And filling your cups, which is about your finances, you know, feeling like you are so grateful for what you have, that the emotion of gratitude is so rewarding and so important to fulfill your needs, you know, and the finances and your, you know, the things that make you happy, that make you thrive. That's what I'm seeing here. It's a beautiful placement. Sixes are balance, you know, and you represent the Temperance card in the Tarot, Sagittarius. So keeping that even keel there as much as possible. I know you like to play and have fun. Trust me, I know this. And you play hard and you work hard. Keeping that balance there, making sure you know that you're not overdoing or underdoing it is essential. And you will become a wealthy person on many levels. And the final category is that of surprises and wishes. And eclipses bring surprises, they do. And right now we have, you know, Jupiter and Sagittarius. I'm sorry, Jupiter, which is your Sagittarius, your ruling planet, and Saturn in the sign of Aquarius just till the end of December, when it then goes, Jupiter goes into Pisces. But this is excellent energy when it's in Aquarius. Air and fire, they just work so well together. It's such a complementary energy of, you know, power. And once again, Aquarius is another fixed sign. So a lot of fixed energies happening in the universe right now for all of us, and our set intentions, you know, and not wavering are there for us. You know, the star represents the sign of Aquarius. So I feel like some really beautiful gifts are coming through. And then what with your birthday season, forget about it. It's on for you. Just being sure that you want exactly what you are creating, okay? That's always the thing I like to make clear, because sometimes I've gotten what I want, but I forgot about specific things, and now I'm being more specific. So write that down with those intentions for that new moon. But surprises and wishes for you. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, and, you know, it also is in the sign of Taurus, which is what the eclipse seasons and, you know, for the next couple of years are going to be, one of them is going to be about. So, I mean, that could be money and luck and love and power and all the things that Taurus represents. And you have the Empress. Oh, I love this card. I mean, this has come up a couple times in the readings for November, but what a beautiful position, because this is the ultimate in love, the ultimate in the feminine energy I mentioned, and recognizing that in ourselves, okay? The nurturing part, the part that's the creative, and it's also about, you know, planting seeds and possibly legitimately for a child to enter the picture. Not always, but definitely part of the whole deal with the love and the creative and the fertile aspect of this beautiful, 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 positive, wonderful energy of the Empress. Spreading love and joy and you know, for the highest good of everybody involved. It could be a seed towards this new idea, this new job, this new invention, this new you, this new workout regimen, because you got to do exercise, Sagittarius. That's a definite part of you. You have to keep that going to get that energy out, and, you know, and to disperse it and to clear it out. Wow, there's some wonderful, wonderful energies. So the bookend of your reading from the beginning and the overall energy of Aries and power and strength and masculine to the Empress of the feminine. So there is that balance, and the intuitive and the creative. Wow. And you know, just gifts and love, all based on love. So one of the best readings, Sagittarius. Keep that energy going. You are one of the most optimistic, powerfully, you know, lucky signs in the zodiac. So it's not that you don't have your times, but you know what I'm saying. It's a good month. It's a really good month with some stresses, with some intensity. Nothing wrong with intensity. It can be incredibly good in certain places and areas of our lives, if you follow what I'm saying. So I'm going to finish with your oracles. And this is the animal medicine card deck that I love. And animals are super important. They are spirit guides to us. They are soulmates. Any of us that have had pets and animals know that they are deeply important to us. And that energy and that soul lives on long past their being here, on the planet. So let's see which one specifically is calling out to you for the first half of the month. You have the squirrel. Well, I think I just picked that. I don't remember which one though, so I'm just going to read it for you because I absolutely love it, and I love what it says, and it does really suit your personality too. I have a couple of squirrels I've had in my backyard that honestly, I don't know their lifespan. I should look that up. But I've lived here 18 years and plus, and I know that they're the same ones, and I feed them and everything. But squirrel, love them. They're so fun and they're so cute, and my kitten just goes nuts when he looks outside the back door and sees them. Okay, the words associated, Sagittarius, is faith, generosity, and playfulness. Sounds like you to me. Sprightly squirrel tumbles in the grass, scrambles up a fence, and clambers through branches playfully with friends. The root of squirrel's frolicness nature is faith and generosity. There you are. See, that's who you represent. You are the higher learning, the philosophical. You have that faith. You shoot that arrow. You know what you want. You're a beautiful energy of optimism and truth and belief. The roots of squirrel's frolicness nature is generosity. Every year, squirrel stashes nuts for winter here and there, knowing that come winter, many of the nuts buried will be found by another. It's okay because squirrel finds nuts left by others too. Squirrel is also friends with the trees. And you love nature as well. That's so beautiful. The unfound nuts are thus planted for squirrel. Eventually growing into tree homes for their great-grandchildren. Squirrel teaches that spinning the wheel of giving and receiving, there's that representation of the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiterian, ruled card. So there it all fits in for you serendipitously and beautifully synchronistic with your reading. It allows for your lighthearted spirit to shine. Shining, sharing, and spreading the myriad of forms of wealth and abundance is happiness. And that's what you do. And may I just say, my son is so generous to me, and he just took me to a beautiful concert with James Taylor. Yes, who I named my son after. And it was beautiful, but this is what he does. This was a gift for me at my birthday, and I didn't know it, and I didn't ask for it. And it just makes him happy, and then he just keeps getting wonderful things happening, and that's what happens in life, and that's the law of attraction. So be that squirrel, man, and appreciate the message within, because it's really beautiful. So then I'm going to pull this, and I have only used this deck this month so far. And I like it a lot. It represents the different phases of the moon. And I'm telling you, we got some real strong ones this month. And, and it's going to be for our betterment always. And it's going to be very, very much about learning our lessons and graduating, if you will, to the next phases of our lives. That excites me. And I'm ready to get through with this and gravitate towards the healing, which is another huge part of this month. And it can always be a part of every month, actually. So for you, beautiful Sagittarians, your message is surrender to the divine. Full moon. So the full partial lunar eclipse in Taurus at the end on the 19th, which is just a day or so before Sagittarius season, is going to have a lot of beautiful effect. It's going to shine a light on the inspirations and your intentions that came through with the new moon of Scorpio. And it has a lot of meaning, okay? So I'm excited, and I think and just surrender. Just say, I know what will be, and I know what I'm putting out there, and I would just let that go and allow it to form in the way that it will. Because that isn't always exactly how we think it'll be, but it definitely comes through nonetheless. I like that. Makes sense. Just before your, beautiful solar return birthday season. I'm going to finish with the Super Attractor Manifestation deck message. And that is, of course, about, manifesting the life you want. Believing and feeling it. And you do. You have that intensity and that spirit and that love and that joy for life, and that's what will bring it back to you. Okay, So let's see what wonderful message, or you can call it your mantra or affirmation as well, as I like to say. Repeat this over and over and just watch and feel the energy change and then what happens around you because of that. I love this. This is that wonderful, bright, fiery kind of orangish too between the second and the root chakra, the creative energies that, you know, the sensual, sexual energies that can create life and, you know, all that great stuff. When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. I'm telling you, it's coming out this month, and I know it's peaked its way throughout the year and all that, and you could be in a very happy relationship that's doing just great. But during those relationships, there's times that have their real important, you know, special times out of nowhere. You're like, wow, who knew, you know, and uncovering and unfolding even more dimensions with your relationship. And that's what this is saying. There's that partnership. You are taken in on that beautiful Scorpio energy. And I definitely want to hear more. So even those that are not in a relationship, something just really making you feel extreme love. Or like I said, it doesn't have to be romance love. It's all sorts of love. And it's just feeling so close and passionate and intense in that way. So I hope you fully resonate with this and enjoy this. And come on back, if you will, for the mid-month reading, which is around the 15th. Energies will be coming through, of course. They already are starting, but they'll definitely be feeling it about that first eclipse and then your you know, solar return birthday season. So enjoy, take it in, and until next time, thank you so much. Bye for now.